Yo, good morning. Welcome back from the weekend. You're watching the Stochastic.com NBA strategy show presented by Prize Picks. Dave Loughran, Lafayette_D on the Twitters, joined by Josh Engleman at Josh Engleman. Game 5 NBA Finals. Nuggets hold a commanding 3-1 lead in this one, looking to close things out in front of a home crowd tonight. And we're breaking it all down. But first, what's going on, bruv?
What's going on, man? Ready to put this NBA season to bed, get rid of this fraudulent Heat team, and get the Denver Nuggets their first title. Heat 2-6 in their last 8, which should be something that's impossible to do in the playoffs, yet somehow they're pulling it off.
So they lost 3, 1-1, lost 2. No, lost 1, 1-1, lost 2 straight. Yeah.
Frauds, man, frauds. But everybody was so quick to jerk them all when they had their opportunities.
Wait, 2-8. That's not right.
2-6 in their last 8.
Oh, 2-6. I'm sorry. I thought you said 2-8 in the last 10. Gotcha. 2-6. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
You have a good weekend, man?
I did. I got my aunt, my godson in town. Ate
Nice.
some pizza, hung out, grilled some steaks Saturday, just chilling for a couple days. It's fun. Good time.
How old's your godson?
He is 16 now, which makes me feel like an old ass person.
Nice, but you can actually, have conversations with him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I took Jordan to the zoo yesterday, the Philly Zoo, oldest zoo in the country, matter of fact.
Yeah. Great place.
I tell you what, it actually is. I mean, very, very nice place. Very clean.
It's the Jersey Shore of zoos.
What do you mean?
It just sucks, man. The location sucks. I just want them to have fun places to roam around.
The location sucks, but once you're in there, it doesn't make a difference. Anyway,
I feel like the animals have the same sort of vibe as Philly people. They're irritated.
When's the last time you've been there?
6 years ago.
Oh, really?
5 years ago. Yeah. Well, once all my friends started having kids, when I went up to Pennsylvania, we met up with them and they all brought their kids. So Katie and I we got everybody. It was the one easy way that we could get everybody together, and everybody it was good for them. It had nothing to do with us. So relatively recently.
Okay. Here's my thing though. I love, I'm a big fan of all this stuff. I'm fascinated by animals.
Yeah.
You see a rhino in there, which is crazy. And a rhino,
I hate it.
What?
I hate it. There should be no rhinoceri in Philadelphia.
Let me get to my point. You get in there, you see a rhino in the same exhibit as zebras, which makes sense because the rhinoceros' closest living relative is a zebra, believe it or not. Closest living relative to a hippo, Josh, you know what that is? Take a wild guess.
The girl from My 1,000-Pound Sisters. Tammy, whatever the hell her name is.
Close. It's a whale.
Yeah, I agree.
But here's the thing, man. I go in there and all I did was I just felt bad.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I saw these silverback gorillas in there in this small thing. And you can tell that these are very sentient beings. You could, and the tiger, the Bengal tiger's in there, just not happy.
No.
It is actually a pretty, she enjoyed it because she doesn't understand any of that. And I did it for her. And for
very
her,
different experience for a child.
Great. But I just become a bigger pussy the older I get. Or maybe I'm just more aware of what's going on, right? You see this and you go, man, you get these huge giraffes in there in this tiny little enclosed area. This is not the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
No, zoos should only be allowed to exist, and it should be the most rural environment you can find.
Yeah. The only way though is if some of them where it's they're endangered, they were never going to make it in a certain spot, so they put them here. But at that point, it's almost let them try to make it, instead of having them in captivity anyway.
Well, I just don't want them in captivity in Philadelphia. It's this is the zoo in, Bismarck, North Dakota. They have 9,000 acres to roam or something like that. Different. It's okay, cool. That's fine.
That's different.
Yeah. This is just animal jail in Philly.
Pretty much.
for most of any of the the large things that definitely don't belong in Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
If you're a murderous cat, you should not have archways that you could walk across the top of.
Exactly.
People.
And you get in there and you just kind of go like, man, what an amazing, majestic creature. And then you go back to reality and you go, oh yeah, and he's got 17 feet to walk around.
Yeah, someone just threw him a Tony Luke's.
Yeah. Anyway, happy to have you guys with us. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below if you're listening or watching after the fact. Try and read and respond to all of them. Read them at the very least. And if you're listening in podcast form, yeah, we know you're out there. Leave a rating or review. Subscribe to the pod. That stuff goes a long way for us. Andy said, my wife walked by and said, you guys are on point this morning. Thanks, Andy's wife. We're always
When are we? She must assume that a whale and Tammy are the same thing. She must have heard that piece.
We're always on point.
Yeah.
Ben and I had the conversation about how do you transport a giraffe? And there was actually a time where they were transporting a giraffe. And
if you're just going to tell me the plot with that, the Zach Galifianakis movie, no.
All right.
I know this one. I know your joke. I'm beating you to it.
We got you.
I can't remember. Is that Hangover or is that Due Date?
Hangover.
Okay.
Hangover.
Is it?
I think
this is the third one. I don't know. It's either that or the Robert Downey Jr. movie that he did. He basically plays the same character.
What, the underpass?
Yeah.
Or the overpass?
Hangover? Is that Hangover?
I thought so.
Is that 3?
Yeah, but this actually happened. This is a real
Hangover
thing.
3.
In South Africa, they were transporting a giraffe and they decapitated him on an overpass.
Would you eat giraffe?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Like,
Would
I'm
you
saying,
giraffe tongue, because their tongues are wild.
But I wouldn't do it if people are just killing them to eat. It would have to be like it died naturally and you get to it immediately. I'm not about going and killing these type of animals and then eating them just to have exotic meat. You know what I mean? There's a big difference there is, for sure.
Well, I don't want factory farmed giraffe or anything like that.
No, that's not my point. If someone's like, yo, Lafayette just got me a giraffe.
Oh, I would hunt a giraffe.
Why?
Why not? You realize how hard that shot is if you're going for the headshot, man? Come on.
It's super easy, man. They just sit there and graze shit off of trees.
Yeah, but they got tiny ass heads.
It doesn't matter. That'd be the easiest shot in the world. You're not going out there with a Glock.
You're not.
Well, then you're an idiot.
I'm like John Wick, man. I could shoot anything.
No, I probably wouldn't, though.
I don't think I've ever shot an animal in my life.
No?
Probably, if I had to guess, I'm sure I shot a squirrel or some shit with a BB gun as a child, but I don't really have any recollection.
Oh, I remember that. And then I look back on it now and I feel pretty awful about some of those.
I had a really good joke here that I just can't say.
Probably not. But yeah.
This would be probably the worst one that I've had on a stream, so I'm going to eat that one for sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
That says a lot. Don't do it.
But yeah, giraffe would be good. I wonder if that's a good meat.
Hold on. Can you eat giraffe?
Properly prepared and cooked rare. Giraffe's meat can be better than steak or venison. Natural sweetness.
Oh, I'd for sure eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Can you eat giraffe ribs? Huh.
Well, in Venezuela, when inflation, I don't know if it still is, was it 7 million% or whatever it was? And everybody was starving and losing, 15 pounds a week. They were breaking into zoos and eating the zoo animals.
I get that.
You can't blame them.
No, I mean, there's a lot of good meat in there.
They were literally using the currency, their paper currency, as toilet paper in Venezuela. So breaking into zoos and killing animals is just kind of the way it is.
I might have to hunt down some giraffe.
Go to the Philly Zoo. They got 3 of them.
No. Well, I mean, I don't. Those guys have bad enough lives.
They really
Apparently
do.
the ribs are exceptional.
All right. I want to get into some basketball here, but last question before we do.
Okay.
What do you think the sentence would be if you went in and killed a giraffe at the Philadelphia Zoo?
Do you mean like how long do I go to jail, or like how they write it up in the
Yeah,
news?
I mean, what type of
That kind of sentence? I mean, I feel like if I went in and said, so am I getting tried in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Giraffe told me that he's like a big JD Drew fan, or like, he's just going to like talk shit about Philly sports. And I can get the public behind me on this one.
There's another way that I would go with this, and I can't on this show, that what you're saying, but it would make a whole lot more sense than taking it just like a adversarial sports fan.
Okay. That's fair.
I think you know where
you and
I'm
I are
going.
off to I do. You and I are off to a great start of jokes that we've got to burn.
That's why we need our own podcast. I think you'd probably do like 30 years.
Wait, if I killed I don't know. I
mean, if you went in there and just gunned down a giraffe, I think you'd probably do.
What's
30
the crime? I mean, breaking and entering, obviously, and like, all of the standard issue weapons charges that you're going to get hit with.
I think you'd do a really long time.
I mean, it's not like, I think the way that you kill the giraffe matters. Like, if it's quick and painless, I don't think it's as bad as if I like waterboard him.
But you're just going in there and killing it.
Yeah, but they don't know why. Yeah, you got to hear my reasoning first. This is the process, not the outcome. You know me.
How you feeling about game 5, dude? You think that I said before the series and what does it matter? Because I've been wrong on a bunch of these other series. Both of us have, as far as the direction of them. Denver and 5. It looks like this could be. They are 9-point favorites today. Miami's made some heroic efforts throughout this postseason, but 9-point favorites at home. Denver Nuggets. You think this is it?
I do think it's it, obviously, as giant favorites here heading back to Denver. An NBA fan wants us to move on, so I would like to keep doing this until 11 just to ruin that person's day. No, I mean, it's...
Yeah, but I mean, he's got NBA fan in the name, Josh, so he doesn't like to talk about anything other than that.
Well, I don't think Giraffe Murder fan is going to show up in chat today. So
now it will. Someone's about to make that name for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Oh, man. Well, never mind. It seems like it's over, right? You go back to Denver. I would say the toughest place to play in the NBA. I think that's a safe assumption.
More, I'd say tougher than Warriors home court advantage at this point. Yeah. Yeah,
for sure. Now that they're in the new arena, I think that's a lot different for the Warriors. They look great. They've been dominating this entire playoffs. I don't know why. It's going to take a hell of a heroic effort out of something from Miami to stop this one, because these teams aren't close to each other. I think that's pretty clear at this point.
Oh, he said cringe opening. Move on.
Yeah. I'm ready to just double down. You should be too. I don't get told when to change my shit.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, this is one where if Miami were to win this game and everyone goes, oh my God, look at this is kind of where I'm at in the series right now. This is my my sentiment. If Miami were to win this game, I really would just go, okay, Denver in 6. You know, I don't feel the same way as I did. I thought Miami would win game 7 against Boston. I did. I didn't think that Boston would end up tying things up. But I thought the game 7 in Boston had not shown enough throughout that series. And at no point did they actually look like the superior team. Yeah, they won 3 games, but that was never like, wow, this team is leaps and bounds ahead of Miami. Denver is significantly better than Miami. And, even in the sole game that they lost, they had an opportunity to tie it on the final possession. Yeah. They've won other games handily and maintained the lead throughout. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like the same series as we saw last time. And if Miami were to come in and steal another win, because, hey, 3-point shooting is volatile and things do happen, and it's a 7-game series for a reason, I'd still say Denver going back, get it in 6, and they would still be probably 3.5-point favorites on the road.
The Denver Nuggets are 15-4 in the playoffs this year with a plus 9.4 point differential. This is the playoffs, I might add. Amazing. The Miami Heat are 14-10 with a plus 1.2 point differential.
Isn't that amazing?
Right out of the gate, it's there's an 8-point gap. We see it in the line. We're seeing it in everything. These teams are not close to each other. We said it from the jump, but everybody wanted to just go insane because of what we had seen in 2 prior series. The Miami Heat congratulations to the Miami Heat for making the finals. They did everything that they possibly could. This is not a real finals team. It's just not. The Denver Nuggets are, and when they end this series, they are going to look like a legendary basketball team because from start to finish this season, they're exactly where they've been the entire time. They've been first from the jump, and they are rolling through the playoffs.
What do you think what do you think the line would be opening the series between Boston and Denver? Because Boston would have been home, right?
No, I think Denver would have had it.
They would have? Okay.
I honestly don't remember who had the better regular season record at this point. That's way too long ago in my brain. Boston was 57 wins. Boston had it. Yeah, Boston had it by 4 games. I don't regular season records. I have no idea. Very small favorite, Boston.
Yeah, I'd say like 1.5 probably. Maybe 2, 1.5, 2.
You're saying like for what? A
Game
line
1.
where?
Game 1.
Oh, no, I think it would have been like 3.5.
Really?
Yeah, I think Boston would have been a slight favorite for the series.
I don't know. You think so?
Denver wasn't going to be a home court. Assuming Boston, like, we're assuming Boston's at full strength. Like, the Jason Tatum sprained ankle is like not a thing, right? Like, we're just saying.
Yeah, and you're right. You'd have to make them small favorites only because they've got Game 7 home court advantage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, you're right. Yeah, I'd probably
I think the series line is like minus 140 or something like that for Boston, something in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason I would say that Boston in Game 1 maybe not is just only because Denver had so much time off, and people can act like that doesn't make a difference. But I mean, there's no doubt that having 9 days to rest is a significant advantage in the finals.
Yeah, I'd say 2.5, 3, 3.5, somewhere in that window.
Let's talk a little bit about today. Who was the optimal captain in Game 4?
Aaron Gordon.
It had
to be Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
I haven't double checked, but I mean, he's separated from everybody else.
Yeah, monster game. Nikola Jokic, effective as always.
Yeah.
Didn't really need to do much as a playmaker, but did enough. They took care of business. Again, that game, Miami made some inroads there, but it was never like you never really thought, yeah, they got this. And at no point did it feel like this game was going to be down to the wire at the end. Look at the game flow of this, right? Not even halfway into the second quarter, about 5 minutes into the second quarter, 4 minutes. Denver never relinquished the lead after that. Not once.
No.
Over the final 30 some minutes of the game.
I know this is random right now. Can I read off Jokic's game EPMs for the playoffs?
Sure.
I want to start by saying this. He played the first game against the Minnesota Timberwolves was a negative 0.1. He has been positive ever since. He has not had another bad game. Jimmy Butler's got multiple sizable negatives at this point. Negative 0.1 and 0.1 are the first 2 games of his playoffs. From that point forward, I'm going to round these so that we're not saying decimals. +8, +10, +7, +8, +2, +4, +7, +8, +12, +7, +4, +3, +6, +11, +3, +5, +11. This dude is insane.
Yeah, he's the best player in basketball, hands down at this point.
If you look at his trend line of his game EPMs, it has gone up and then leveled out for the playoffs. If you look at Jimmy Butler's, even including the playoffs, it is a straight line down starting the beginning of May. For the past month, it has not been great. -1, -4, 1, 1, 6, 0, Zero. This 2-6 run has completely coincided with the fact that Jimmy Butler has packed it in. Do I think it's an injury? Yes. I'm not trying to like disparage him here, but it has gone real poorly for Jimmy Butler for like 3 weeks. And really no one's saying a damn word about it.
Yeah, I think packed it in is an unfair term.
Yeah.
Phrase.
Well, if we find out that he's not actually injured, then what is the answer?
Well, then that's a problem. But to say he packed it in like he doesn't want to win in the finals to me seems odd.
I think he clearly doesn't want to win.
Stop. Yo, okay. Let's have some fun here and get into some lineups.
Let's do it.
There were a few questions earlier in chat, and appreciate you guys being with us. Almost at 50 likes here. Appreciate it. Always, coming back out of the weekend. Some people still got that fog, that haze over their eyes, and I'm not talking about these forest fires. By the way, I-95 collapsed yesterday about 30 minutes from my house. So that's
I saw good luck getting that fixed in the next 20 years.
Fortunately, I don't live around there anymore. I live in Upper Bucks County. So
Yeah.
I never go that way. I have to take 76, which is a dog shit road. 76, the worst. But 95, I mean, that's going to take them months to fix. And it's right around Cotman and it's not a good spot to collapse entirely. Pretty bad.
No, I was happy to see that nobody was injured when it happened, because when I saw the first pictures, I was like, oh God, this had to be a disaster. But once I read about the story and I realized how it actually all shook out. But yeah, that's not good, man. It looked bad.
Yeah, they would have just fallen into a burn pit. It was, all the fire underneath an oil tanker, and then the oil leaked into a manhole, and inside the sewer reignited another fire. It was nuts, really crazy stuff. But
I blame giraffes.
Well, you should have seen. Look, I'm all about a good conspiracy theory, but the people online being like, "This is staged. This is a staged attack on our infrastructure." It's like that. No, really, really hot fire.
What a staged attack.
All right, yeah, this is an infrastructure attack. Okay, so this is the question we had earlier from several people. They're like, can you play Jokic at captain? Now, obviously, you can fit him. You can technically play him. Yeah. He's getting 22% captain ownership. Amazingly, he has not been the optimal captain in this series, which is crazy. You would have thought had it happened, it would have been earlier in the series when his price was way too low, but it just continues to rise. At this stage of the game, how much Jokic, because the other day you had mentioned you had basically had no Jokic at captain. How much Jokic at captain can you get to now that if you want to play him there, it's $24,000?
I have a little bit. I have 12%. I didn't really have him for game 4, but I do have a little bit more for today. Look, he's just on a different level. Are you ready for the number that I'm about to say out loud? I don't know. What do we have him projected for? Let me just get to our projections quickly. Okay, I'm a bit heavier on Jokic today than it appears that we are. I have, and it's mostly a minutes situation. We've got Jokic projected for 64.5. I have him at 70. So when you're projecting someone for 70 and then I have Jimmy Butler for 50, it makes paying $16K a little bit easier because I have him by a full 20 points over Jimmy Butler. That is a very difficult gap to close. So I don't mind getting there. I have 83% Jokic right now. I'm very, very, very happy to get to Jokic.
Chris Williams, what's up, Chris? Said, he dropped 80 and still wasn't the optimal captain. Michael Graham said, I don't think it's too crazy that Jokic hasn't been captain. He's the most expensive player. Adam brought up a great point on Friday's Live Before Log when we kind of discussed this. And it's not that Jokic having 80 isn't enough. It's that we've seen some of these games where you just get like a crazy Haywood Highsmith at 1,000 or the Christian Brown game at 1,200. And then on top of that, you're getting these games where Jokic could have a huge game, but then two other top price players are having a big game, like Bam and Jamal Murray. Jamal going for a 30, 10, 10 triple double. Jokic going for 30, 21 and 10. But then you have Christian Brown, which allows you to get him at captain. And then all of the other three, the Bam, the Jamal Murray, and Jokic at utility, because you need all three of them. So it's not just like Jokic having a big game immediately disqualifies him from being optimal just because he needs 500. It's more so because all of these games have had some type of weird quirk where all the top tier guys go off, or the top tier guys go off, and then a discounted minimum salary guy happens to have a big game as well. And it just the puzzle pieces haven't worked in that respect.
No, they haven't. I think there are a couple decent enough spots that you can get to for value. I mean, we have Kevin Love up to 3,600 now, which is getting to be a bit of a problematic price tag. Somebody like Jeff Green at 1,600, I think, is sort of the most interesting value play that you can get to. But at this point, you just got to start cutting some people. Once again, I'm going to be light on Jamal Murray. I think he's the hardest guy to get to. I think Butler is totally neutral. Bam continues to be sub 10K. There's just so many. Like, if you think that Denver is winning today, I think you have to kind of assume that Jokic has 30, 10, and 10 at a minimum.
Stephen Lee would say, grab Jokic at 60.5 fantasy points on Prize Picks, I suppose.
Already took the over in my video, and it is already posted.
All right. So that is one of your plays today.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be if you're at 70.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Link in the description, too, if you guys aren't on Prize Picks yet. Not only are you getting the first match deposit bonus, 100% up to $100, but you get every single one of our tools. Every single one of our tools for free for the entirety of the month. It's $120 value. And I think the cool part about this, you probably have people that go, yeah, I'll wait, especially if you're in, non-legal betting states. Prize Picks is perfect, right? Because there's a bunch of hugely, highly populated states that don't have legal sports betting. Prize Picks isn't sports betting, but you're building lineups with the higher or lower, the overs to the unders here on these players, and a million different sports that you can choose from. You probably have a lot of people going, Josh, like, oh, I'll wait until football comes back, or like, I'll wait till there's football, basketball overlap. If you love DFS, this is probably the best time to take advantage of a free month, because basketball might be going away. You have baseball. Maybe you're bored doing baseball every single day, but you have MMA, you have PGA, you have NASCAR, you have all of these other sports that, even if you don't know them, still benefits you, because now you have access to every single tool that we have on the site, from ownership to the top golfers, top driver, top fighters tool, top stacks, top pitchers, top hitters tool, all of that. And I think you and I have discussed this many times in the past, but sometimes it's good, if you're trying to win money, to not know a ton about a sport, because then you can inject your own personal biases and let that get in the way of making smart plus EV decisions in large field tournaments that are very difficult to win these days.
Yeah, I look at it in that exact scenario, basically across the board. I try to look at life like that as much as I can, where I'll be happy succeeding and having money, and I don't have to, it's not going to bother me if I don't know anything about power play lines in the NHL. Like, I just don't care. If the data is accurate and we are using it to the best of our abilities, then I believe that I'm going to succeed, and I don't have to have any of the knowledge. If we started putting out cricket plays because we had the best cricket data and we were winning, then that's great. I don't know shit about cricket, and I don't plan on starting, but I will happily take the results. People love winning. I'm confident in that. Maybe you like winning because it's an ego thing. I think just having the money will make it a little bit more interesting. And with what we've got going on right now, you could hit up a bunch of different sports, increase volume, and you don't have to know anything about it. To me, that makes me more likely to want to get into other sports. This is my way in.
For sure. I couldn't give two shits about it. Ever since I started using OddsShopper, our OddsShopper tool to bet, I don't care. I sort by EV. I sort by bet percentage. Like hockey, for example, goal scorer props have been so great. And I told you the other day, there were a couple of them. I didn't know who they were, but I saw that, hey, the odds here are 1,000 times better than everywhere else. I'd be a moron not to bet this. And fortunately for me, he scored. But even if he didn't, I know I'm coming out of that going, hey, I made the right decision. And you're doing the same thing with these tools. Even if you go a couple of days without winning, it doesn't matter, because you're still going, I'm making the plus EV plays here, and none of my biases got in the way of these decisions. So if you're not on Prize Picks yet, link in the description and in chat. You put $100 and you're getting another 100 out of the gate. Even if you only have 20, you're turning into 40. You're also getting $120 value, all of our tools, including our premium Discord that you should jump into for the entire month. And if you don't like it, you don't have to stay, because you'll probably continue playing at Prize Picks. It's blowing up. Josh has the free plays, free videos every day on OddsShopper. We have all the tools you need over at Stochastic to win there as well. But if you don't like it, it's Stochastic. If you don't like the tools, you can bounce. But we do this, and we do these partnerships with these sites with the free month because we think you're going to like it, and we think you're going to win, and we think you're going to stick around. So link in the description and in the chat if you haven't done so yet. And Prize Picks is available in your state. Get in on that. No reason not to take advantage of it. All of our tools for the first month entirely free. All right. Let's talk about let's keep this one going on the conversation that we were having here. So we got into a little bit of captain and how we proceed with Nikola Jokic. Bam Adebayo being another guy. I had the Bam double the other day. He continues to rebound well. His shooting is kind of erratic, but he's getting opportunities. He's at 13% projected ownership. That's actually the lowest we've had him projected at captain, I think, all series long. How much of him do you want to get to today?
I don't have much, actually. I'm a little surprised by it. And, maybe we'll see that change throughout the day. I don't like what I have right now. I don't want to dictate really to anybody and make it sound like that's a take for me. He's 9,800. He's basically the same. He was 9,400 in the previous game. I don't think that he's appreciably any different. I think it's just sort of the exact same situation. Right now, I don't happen to have him. If ownership wiggles a little bit by the time we get to lock, maybe I do. Is he the second best option you can get to at captain in terms of just odds behind Butler? Yeah, he is. That's the best that I can say. He looks good. I had him as the optimal captain in my sim 12% of the time. We've got him projected for 15% ownership. So I'm a little light right now, but I'm not going to tell anybody to not use him. Looks good. He's Bam.
Pretty much. Butler being 19% though seems like quite a high amount of. Now I understand that his salary has come down considerably, but probably for good reason right now. I'm just not necessarily sure what to make of him. Last game, fine. He shot 9 for 17. He got to the line 9 times. He got to the stripe 9 times, 7 boards, 7 assists, but we're still kind of, it's kind of in one of those zones where you go, yeah, that's what we're getting from Butler now. Mid-20s in points and a decent amount of peripherals, get to the line 6-7 times, something like that. But you said if that game was coming from Butler, it was likely to be last game. And I know you kind of took a bit of an arbitrary approach to that. Like, hey, if this is the game, this kind of could be the. What do you do now in game 5 with Butler?
I'm pretty much neutral right now. I'm under at captain, a little bit over at utility. I have him in about 50% of lineups. He's 11-8. Price has certainly gone down quite a bit throughout this series, where he started off at 13-4, then to 12-8, 12K, 12-2, and now down to 11-8. So the salary works for Butler. And if you're a believer for today, by all means, make your move here. I don't know how you can be, given the way that he's played as of late, given where this game is, given the status of the series. To me, it's very, very difficult to want to prioritize the ceiling Jimmy Butler day. You're never surprised when you see it, but for today, I don't see him as an overwhelming priority. I see him as just the clear guy you're getting to in half of your stuff for the Heat. I don't want to underwhelm. It's Jimmy Butler. His odds of being in the optimal lineup are basically as high as anybody are on the Heat. So I don't want to undersell him, but I'm not.
We lost you for a second. You're good. You're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, you froze. You said I'm not, and then it froze up, but I think everyone knows where you're going with it. You want to know something that stands out to me that is really, I don't want to say it's shocking, especially, it's the finals, and we know that Jamal Murray is a good playmaker.
Yeah.
How about the fact, though, that this guy has double-digit assists in every game of this series?
He's been on one, man.
How about this? I'll take it a step further. So potential assists in this series, 13.3 for Jokic, 18 for Jamal Murray per game, 18 potential assists for Murray, 13.3 for Nikola Jokic. Then it falls off to 4.8 for Aaron Gordon. There was a prop out there on OddsShopper. I can't bet it because I can't bet on Bet Rivers or any of those books anymore, but it was under 3.5 and it was minus 125. Look, you may have Aaron Gordon over 4, but everywhere else had it massively juiced to the under there, as I think it should be, averaging less than 5 potential assists per game. Murray and Jokic are doing all of the playmaking. I know that Gordon's coming off a 6-assist game, but that's still a spot that I would have hit any day of the week.
No doubt about it. I'm with you there. It would have been an easy line to grab.
An easy one, yeah.
And
that's why you have accounts on a million different books if you can, as long as they allow it, because it's a lot different than being like, I'll take it at minus 125 or minus 180. A huge difference there. But the Murray potential assists in this finals are looking crazy.
I mean, he's only had 10 assists if you ignore this series, he had 10 assists in a game or more 3 times just in this piece of calendar year, 2023. It only happened 3 times up until a week ago.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it every single time that he steps on the floor. Now, obviously, he's playing 10 more minutes than he normally does too. So he probably would have snuck a couple of those across the line at the end. But the way that he and Jokic are playing right now, they're basically unguardable.
Jokic throughout the postseason before the finals. So a solid month, right? A month and a week, 5 weeks, 16.1 potential assists per game. Murray was at 11.7. So that's playoffs where you're already getting a lot of minutes. Yeah. You're seeing almost 7 additional potential assists per game for Jamal Murray. Just throwing it out there because you have double-double bonuses. You have triple-double bonuses he got to in game 3. You have all of these bonuses on DraftKings, which is beneficial. He's already somebody that can light it up with 30-plus points any given day. And I know as a scorer, he hasn't done quite as much in some of these games. Shot volume has been lower than we saw in some of the earlier series. But, man, that playmaking upside for Jamal Murray right now is very significant. I'm really not surprised one bit to see his captain ownership at 13% today.
Unfortunately for me, I have 32% Jamal Murray and 2% of him at captain. It's a salary situation more than anything. I have him projected very, very slightly behind Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler's a little bit cheaper. And then if I can get to either one, I'm looking to get to Jokic. But I'm basically getting to everyone that isn't the 3 main payups at captain, 4 main payups at captain.
Who are our discounted ownership captains or our straight discounted salary captains?
I mean, discounted ownership, like everybody, when I say that I have 13% Aaron Gordon, everybody's going to be like, well, Aaron Gordon was the captain in the last game, so he can't be the captain in this game. That's the way that everybody thinks. So I like Aaron Gordon. I like KCP at light ownership. We have the ownership on Gabe Vincent wrong right now. That'll fix itself in the end. We have him at 0 and like 8% at utility. None of that's going to hold. It's not even in the ballpark. But I do like Gabe Vincent at whatever like minimal captain ownership he ends up with. I think that's an interesting spot. Has shown that he can be the optimal captain in this series at this point. Kyle Lowry to me looks good at 5%. Bruce Brown looks good to me at 6%. I like a little bit the idea of going to Jeff Green at no ownership at 1,600. I think just casting that net to everybody else is the interesting move for right now. Unless you get that outlier game out of Jokic, someone's going to sneak into being in that optimal captain range. We've seen it with Highsmith, with Christian Brown, with Aaron Gordon, with Gabe Vincent. I don't know who it's going to be. Is it Strus? Is it Lowry? Is it KCP? Someone's going to be there. I'm hoping it's KCP today. That he's somebody that I feel like nobody ever wants to say his name out loud. Not that he's been like amazing or anything in the series.
It is crazy to see the minutes that Kyle Lowry's been getting in the second half of games, though.
It has. Which, look, I kind of get it. Like, I think they want Gabe Vincent to be out there. He's picked up 3 fouls in the second quarter in back-to-back games and lost some time from foul trouble. And then by the time they get to the second half, Miami's already down by 10. And it's like, okay, well, I guess we need to try something different. Let's go to Lowry. It's not like any of that seems to be working. Like, I think they're just desperate to try a bunch of shit and see what works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have to be. And Kyle Lowry is one of those guys, though, where if you look at his price point and you look at the minutes that he's playing, it's not exciting because things can go south quickly, but he's $5,000. He's played 30 and 33 minutes over the last 2 games. Does he get up a ton of shots? No, but we've seen with Kyle Lowry before that if he is shooting well, then he will get a few more opportunities out there. You might see 11 or 12 field goal attempts, throwing out a kind of random number there, but we've seen it. And if he's playing, 20 straight minutes in the second half, which we've seen more than once, we've seen him like full fourth quarter, and then half or more of the third quarter, like last game. Yeah. $5,000 does seem like one of those price points that stands out a little bit, which I'm not surprised he's getting 5% captain ownership.
Yeah, and he's one of those people that are going to be very self-fulfilling here. If Kyle Lowry is playing well, then Eric Spoelstra is going to leave Kyle Lowry out there to play well. If Gabe Vincent's shooting well, like they're not taking Gabe Vincent off the floor. Nope. Pretty much all of these guys, they are playing. Whoever's in this rotation is going to play big minutes if they're playing well. No one's leaving the floor if they're the guy that's getting it done. Kyle Lowry obviously has that path. It's just, it makes you a little nervous because he comes off the bench.
It's a blessing and a curse, really.
It is.
Oh, man. I don't know if I showed you this, but our Sims tool came out last week. It was our public launch last Monday, so a week ago. And wanted to shout some people out. I feel like it's necessary because these are only the few of the screenshots that I saw that came in. I don't have time to go through all of them, but the new Sims tool, we've told you guys about it. It's the newest and best innovation in DFS, and I don't say that to be hyperbolic. I say it because it's true, which is why my guess is a lot of pro players weren't particularly fond of the fact that this was in front of the public. It makes building lineups different. First, there were ownership and projections, then optimizers and everything. And well, there's a Sims tool now. You haven't seen it. You upload your lineups to CSV, click of a button, and then you simulate all of them against each other. What is it, 40,000 times or something?
I don't actually know the number.
And it's thousands of times with our NBA simulation technology. You're easily determining the best stacks, the best lineups, the highest ROI lineups, the highest ROI plays. You have the pre-lock, the pre-contest sims. You have the post-contest sims. I think it's going to change the game, especially if you're playing decent volume. Like if you're not playing decent volume, you definitely don't need to do this right away. Build your bankroll up and then get into it. We have the MLB lineup generator, which is less than $4.50 for your first week, which is doing a lot of this behind the scenes. Like it's already simulating lineups, and we throw out the worst ones and give you the highest EV lineups, the ones that we have closest to the optimal projection. That tool's amazing, and you can set stack types. If you're someone that doesn't have a ton of time or isn't playing with a big bankroll right now, the MLB lineup generator, less than $4.50 for the first week, is literally the perfect tool for you. But if you have been playing more and you've been looking to step your game up, the MLB Sims tool, and it won't just be MLB. Let me tell you that much, is going to, and kind of already is, changing the game. We had Barry Watts, Josh. That doesn't qualify, doesn't care. Just please don't tell anybody about this new Sims tool. This is like 3 days after it came out. Yeah. And he just swept the board on everything, like first and second place and everything, took down around 8 or 9K. You had 209 DFS, got a couple takedowns thanks to the stochastic new Sims tool coming in clutch. 1,000, 400, 449, which I love because, listen, it's an expensive tool. We've told you. We're not doing free trials because it's a powerful tool, but these guys already paid it off in the first week for like the next 1+ years. And then Schaefer, my first serious attempt using the new Uber tool, stochastic, the MLB simulator or Sims tool / DFS God mode last night on both sites. Count me optimistically impressed. Can I have an honorary shout out in the Stochastic Hall of Fame? Second place, $4,000 in 2 of these contests. No, $7,000, matter of fact, in 2 of those contests. So I'd say it's working.
It seems to be building a little bit of momentum. And this is like, I already have, it's not like we're going to be putting in testimonials from, Greg and Steve and Eddie and stuff on the back end, but like, I've known how this has been going for much longer than just us debuting it to the public, and have used it, personally, and know the merits of the tool as well. So it's great now that we can see strangers essentially, like they have no reason to put that out there. Like the tool is working for them. They're succeeding and they're happy to promote it for us. because of their success. I love to see it. It makes me so happy to do it. And we're going to continue to get these because it's a great tool. Like
actually could be Travis.
It's the next step.
Travis hit us with a screenshot last night or this morning. I didn't get to add it, but yeah, he took down a tournament with the Sims tool as well. Aggressive Goose, would this product help if I already use an optimizer? Yeah, absolutely. It's a companion piece, really.
Yeah, it's it's like I don't know how to best describe it, but like yes, you can use them in tandem.
Yeah, and we have the Fantasy Cruncher add-on on the site.
Yes, so, yeah. My recommendation would be to use Fantasy Cruncher for this, and that would be my mechanism for it. But
it is one of those things. If you're playing with a lower bankroll, those contests still have an edge using the MLB lineup generator and everything else. So don't feel like, oh man, I have to use this in the quarter arcade and stuff. You know what I mean? You don't know, but there's no doubt that it's providing a significant edge already in the first week, and you absolutely love to see it. Link in the description and in chat. And if you have any questions, hit us up, man. We're happy to answer any questions on how this works and how we use it. Any other players that you want to get into before we talk about some optimal lineups today and top ranked lineups going into game 5?
No, like
I think Lowry's a big piece, man. I really do. Like just the minutes there are kind of wild.
For me, it's just sort of like grabbing these low-owned captains and hoping you get that guy right today. Okay. That's really how I see it. Like it's two very distinctly different groups of players. You've got that group of pay-ups. You've got that chunk of mid-tier guys, Lowry, Strus, KCP, Bruce Brown, MPJ, like that kind of crew. And then you got the paydowns, Love, Duncan Robinson, Zeller, Jeff Green, Christian Brown. Like you've got these 3 tiers of guys and you're basically grabbing like 2 and then 2 and then 2 or something along those lines. And that's where I want to be in sort of my balance. It's just like find the low-owned captain, grab the high salary guys, fill out from there, and just lather, rinse, repeat throughout all of that stuff.
Yeah. All right. You know, it's funny because some of these games, we look at these real cheap guys and you go, there's some good value here. I don't know as some of these massively discounted guys, like close to the bottom of the barrel, if they're really, I mean, Jeff Green looks to be the best just because you can pretty much lock him in for 15 to 17 minutes, 16, 17 minutes. His rotation has stayed pretty much intact outside of game 1, but he's also a very low fantasy point per minute guy. Could he give you 13 and 16 minutes? Sure he could. You know, weirder things have happened. But behind him, and you just rattled a bunch of those names off, DraftKings was a game late on kind of pricing Christian Brown up to where I guess he should be. But maybe he's a little overpriced now, honestly. So
he is. I don't have him.
Yeah. And then how many minutes do we give to Zeller? The same as we've been seeing?
I think I gave him 5 maybe or 6, something like that. Something minimal. I don't think he looks all that great either.
It's an elimination game too. Bam might play 46 minutes.
Exactly.
Zeller's gone from 8-8-6-4.
Yeah. Which is exactly what he should go to 0 too, because he probably should be out there. I still don't understand why they're not going to Kevin Love at the 5.
I think Bam could easily play, when I say the whole game, I'm talking like 46, 47 minutes today. He played 44 last game. You could see him play basically the entirety of this game.
He's going to have a couple months to get some rest after today, so we'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm not counting them out. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised. No, of this game. You are of this game.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, this is a 9-point line. Like we need to be real. We would not talk about a 9-point line where we're like, we're not counting out that other team at any other point now.
They've been an anomaly. They've been an anomaly.
That was a month ago.
No, it wasn't. They were 9-point dogs in game 7 against Boston.
Yeah. And then Jason Tatum rolled his ankle 5 seconds into it. Let's not revisionist history of this shit. They had lost the previous 3 games at that point in time.
That whole team was dog shit in that game.
Well, yeah, they're soft mentally.
You just pick up the goalposts and move them, brother. I get what you're saying. All I'm saying is that I could see them shocking everyone again in game 5, and then everyone goes, man, Miami's live to win. And then they just get routed at home in game 6. Like I could see that happening. I really could.
It's just one of those situations where like, it's not going to look like this when everybody goes back in time. I think I've been right about the Heat for the entire time. They just happen to win some of these games. I don't think they're any different of a team than they were the day that they started the playoffs. I really don't.
Cook. Welcome to Team Stochastic, Joshua Cook. Nice to see you, man. Yeah, you can join. Hit that join button down below. Get the free super chats, these the custom emojis, those sweet badges that you see all of us rocking in there. Some people got the lifers. Steven Leibowitz. Yeah, a few of you got the lifer badges in there. And hey, if you don't do that, no worries. But hit the thumbs up. We're 9 away from 100. We're 9 away from 100 here in Game 5. Still got over 400 people watching with us on a Monday morning. I'd say that's pretty good, Josh, given that we're talking about the same game for the 5th time and it's a showdown slate, you know?
Absolutely. If I'm wrong, why do the Heat have a 1 point differential in the playoffs? They're 14-10. Well, we got to stop giving them like extra credit for things like.
Well, I don't think they're even close to as good as Denver.
No, they're clearly not. They're clearly not.
But you know, it's one of those things too where they have been anomalous. Like they've gotten smoked.
An anomaly doesn't make you good.
No, but that's why
they have succeeded at what they are trying to succeed at. The evaluation is correct.
Man, what's the line on Denver in 6? I bet it's crazy.
Like I would never go back and change any of the thought process that we had for any of these games. Like the reason that they're giant dogs every time out is because they're not as good as these teams.
Well, sure.
Like they are not as good as Boston. I don't care that they won the series. They care that they won the series. But from an evaluation standpoint, they're a worse basketball team than the Boston Celtics.
It's crazy though that the Nuggets are only minus 400 to win the series. No, I'm trying to...
Yeah, no. There's probably plus 400 for the Heat and minus 3,000 for the Nuggets or something.
Minus 5,000 and plus 1,600.
Yeah, they're actually giving a decent dogs line on the Heat.
Yeah, but still, my minus 5,000 and plus 1,600. I'm looking at some of these DK specials. Jokic 25 plus points, Butler 20 plus points, minus 195. I'm good on that. Bam 8 plus boards, Jokic 8 plus assists, minus 190. How about this one, Josh? Jokic 10 plus rebounds, Jamal Murray 8 plus assists, minus 130.
Yeah. It's a fun one. You don't mind cheering for that?
Yeah, because no, you don't. But I think Jamal Murray's assist line is at 8.5. So you're still getting some of these are fun to look at though.
Oh yeah.
What do you got for the optimal lineup right now? And disclosure, as always, this is usually something that if you're playing showdown cash games is what you should be looking at and not just jamming it into large field tournaments.
My optimal lineup right now by a full point. 1 full point. Jeff Green, captain. Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Bruce Brown, KCP.
Jeff Green, captain.
Oh, yeah. Spends the full 50K, by the way.
All right. Wow. What's the number 2 lineup?
Number 2 is Jeff Green, captain. Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, and KCP. So these 2 lineups are a 1v1 of Bruce Brown and Kyle Lowry.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Now, if you're talking about once you sort your lineups, once you rank your lineups.
Yeah.
What kind of weird stuff are we getting here in large field tournaments?
Let us find out.
There's gotta be some stuff that, at first glance you go, man, okay. But then you realize that it's a $1.25 million prize pool on DraftKings today.
Yeah. Gabe Vincent, captain, Jokic, Butler, Gordon, KCP, Jeff Green. So 4-2 with Vincent at captain. I've manually changed our Gabe Vincent ownership at captain and utility so that I don't have him in 99% of my lineups. So I am trying to mute him at least a little bit, but I do like the Gabe Vincent builds with him at captain today.
What captain are you getting the least of that's getting the most captain ownership?
Bam. I have one lineup.
Bam, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Price is up a little bit more. Like that $9,800 price tag at captain to me is a tough spot.
What's your highest captain right now?
Gabe Vincent. That's a little cloudy just because I got to wait for. I give him 2.5% ownership at captain. You could bump that a little bit more, and I would believe that. So either Gabe Vincent or KCP.
Any other spots sticking out to you looking over these lineups that you think would be helpful for the audience today? You know, whether it's exposure or lack thereof, or certain builds that are popping out a lot.
Not really. Like I have so much of Jokic just in the utility spot that all these builds sort of look the same, where you're picking that random captain, whoever you want it to be, Jeff Green, Gabe Vincent, Brown, Lowry, Gordon, Pope. I'm just reading these names down the list. MPJ, Strus, all those guys to me. They're all sort of the same when you're putting them in the captain spot. Then you're getting Jokic, and then you're trying to figure out what the next four things are. It's Jokic, one of Butler, Bam, and Murray, and then three more rando dudes.
It'll be a fun game. Miami takes it back to Miami. The Heat take it back to Miami, Josh?
No chance. Over.
No chance?
It's over. It's over.
You think it's a rout?
I think the Nuggets come out loose today, honestly.
You think it's a rout?
I think they blow them out of the water. I think this one's over at halftime.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think the crowd is going to be insane. You don't get a lot of like Denver celebrations. You know what I mean? It's not like the Rockies are always just shipping World Series. It's not like the Broncos have been any good.
Man, it's going to be a rout at halftime.
Been a minute since Peyton Manning's been there with his useless neck.
All right. Trying to see. Let's see what the first half line is on this one.
Look, to me, it comes down to this: 9.5 plus 9.5 in the playoffs, 15-4. Running through a Suns team that they were slight dogs to, running through the Lakers, running through Minnesota, obviously. They're on a completely different level than every team in the NBA right now. And we're seeing Phoenix.
In the series?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like 99% sure. That if they weren't, we're talking like minus 120 plus 100 type stuff.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
But I think they were a slight dog.
Before we go, guys, do not forget, wonderful sponsor here on the show. We've had a fun time with this. We use all the products, which makes it a little bit easier to digest when we have to do these reads. Manscaped. Had a couple people DM me the other day asking for the promo code. You don't necessarily have to use it. You can use it. It's Stokastic, STOKASTIC. Get 20% off anything you want, including free shipping. Or just expand the description and click that link for Manscaped and check out everything they've got. I mean, when it comes to their products, at this point, I'm using everything.
Oh, yeah.
Using the ball cream.
Yep.
Trimming
ball
spritzer.
Yeah.
Using the ear and nose trimmer. Solid. Don't have to worry about any pain down there.
I use that one for the butt too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just get
straight up. Get those little holes near the hole.
Yeah. With the face too, no adjust. You don't have to change the guards. That's the bit. You just roll it, adjust it, bang, bang. You're hitting different spots. But for me, man, it's the ball lotion. It's the lather. I lather her up out of the shower and my day gets better immediately. Then I hit it with a couple quick spritzes and I'm in business. It's funny. Never thought I'd use this. Never thought I'd need it. But here I am every single day talking about it and using it myself. And I feel great. I feel like a better man for it.
I want you guys to sign up using the link in the chat. And when you do, this is just going to be like the Hall of Fame. I want you to take a picture of you using it. Make sure you tag me and Laffy in it on Twitter and let us know. And we'll be able to rearrange a little bit of extra stuff. But make sure you're taking a picture when you're putting that cream on.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll have.
You got to make the Hall of Fame, Manscaped Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we'll have like a Manscaped Hall of Fame / contest, right?
And if you got a little dinger, I promise we won't put you in the Hall of Shame.
Well, that's almost like I would almost. You have to admit though, if someone sent that, you would actually almost have to respect them more because of the confidence that it takes to do so. I'm serious. You do that. You must have immense amount of respect for that. Shane Gillis was talking about he had to take a piss in the car and he looked down and it looked like a mortar. And he was just sitting straight up, just like,
you good?
And that's just a solid description.
Sure.
You send us a mortar, all lathered up, clean shaven. We're not going to judge. No face in there anyway. But in all seriousness, we use the stuff every day. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing reads and promos for this, and it would sound ridiculous, and I'd hate doing it. But 20% off everything at Manscaped. You guys will love we have people tweet us still like, yo, I got this, saw the read, I got this, and I use it every day. Or, it's changed the way I groom. And that's what you want to see because otherwise wouldn't be talking about it. But yeah, 20% off everything, 20% off everything, no matter what you get, free shipping as well. And it'll probably become part of your routine as it has mine and Josh's. Link in the description.
It makes me more excited to shower.
Yeah, you kind of get out and you go, man, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
I shower at least twice a week now because of the ball cream. We'll see you guys back here maybe for game 6. This might be it, dude. This is probably our last NBA show of the season.
Oh yeah, we're done. I'll see you in October, brother.
Man. I mean, you and I'll be doing some baseball stuff and a lot of other stuff together, no doubt. But you guys have been, assuming this is it, you guys have been fantastic. It's been so fun all season long. A lot of you guys, many of the similar faces hanging out in chat, communicating, making this a better place to be every morning. And those of you who just tune in, whether it's late, after the fact, during the fact, and you just linger, hang out, don't chat, all that stuff goes a long way for us. And we appreciate you for it. Been a fun season, dude.
Yeah. Someone doesn't seem to like me. He's got a fake name, like he might run a different content site, but he's definitely not that person. I probably should just change it to Low T if you're the type of person that shows up to this show.
Yeah, he's not using Manscaped.
No. He's definitely. Go ahead.
I can't think. I was trying to think.
Yeah. Hey, I got, yeah, just in case you're a little nervous here about getting Matt, don't let the name fool you. Gender is up in the air. Anybody can use these products.
Yeah. What do you mean anybody?
No matter what, if you identify as a desk today, you can probably polish that stuff into your hardwood.
We'll see you guys back here. I don't know when. Maybe soon. Maybe
October,
NBA.
Brother.
Josh and I'll be around. NBA, he's got his prize pick videos out. We got a whole lot coming up every single day. But one way or another, been a great season. Maybe we get a game 6. Unlikely, but if we do, we'll see you then. Peace.
Back October 6th.